I'm a little I'm a little greasy. I need to touch up my face. I've been sitting in the car for a while, and I thought, because I have an appointment, this is your side notes, the end of the year, make sure you check in and get your appointments, get your, you know what, I know I did not forget that. Okay, no, I have it. Get your checkups, your annual checkups. It's that time of the season. Let me touch up because I'm gonna have to go in. I know this makes my face look super powdery, but I'm just gonna do a touch up really quick. This is like using my Fenty Beauty for people who are into makeup. um, I just decided to wear makeup today because I haven't done it in a while, and I'm just, yeah. But I'm here waiting for my appointment, since it's one of those doctors, right? And I was like, I was sitting here for a while, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go live. Let's do a video. I saw you guys's like the views on the find it in a pattern, find the change is in the pattern, find it in the pattern. And so I wanted to go ahead and quickly give you just a few behavioral patterns to look out for. um Sorry, I'm like in the middle of getting ready because after I finish speaking with y'all, I know my appointment is going to be ready for me. So yeah, I wanted to talk about just a few behavioral patterns, you know. And by the way, my name is Beautiful J. J for the Journey is what I go by. And I'm sorry, this guy's like looking at my car. He's just so interested, I guess. But anyway, Beautiful J, J for the Journey. Here on this channel, I love to talk about growth, self-improvement, self-development, making better choices, but also learning how to protect yourself. Everything that I talk about, trust me, in some way I have experienced it. I did most of my studies in college in 2013, 2015, 2013 to 2015, with broadcast communication, mass communication broadcast out in North Carolina. So shout out to all my WNCU folks. Woo, 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 WNCU folks. And that is where I've always been interested in cameras, being behind the camera, self-improvement, radio station, anything that had to do with media or just growth overall is where I began. And so I think this journey on YouTube for me has altered in a way to where now I take everything that I have learned with mass communication. I mean, it's something I did go to school for it. And I just feel like life is my expertise. Life. That is how I grew as an individual and how I am still growing. Hopefully you guys can see. Hold on, let me like put this on bright. But yeah, so before I go into this doctor office, okay, once again, make sure you get your checkups and everything like that. It's the end of the year, and I'm waiting on my appointment. I had to do my touch up, y'all, because it's like the one time I actually decided to put on makeup this morning, so I don't always look like crazy. But yes, so behavior patterns. I want to go ahead and list some behavior patterns. I feel like we just need to, as people, learn how to protect ourselves when we are dating, when we are in groups of people. You may think someone is your friend, and then because you not, I wouldn't say ignoring the signs, but I will say for a lot of people, they're just not aware of signs. They're not aware of certain behavior patterns because they just don't know. And so I want to give you just a few that you can take with you today. I had to go ahead and hello everyone, by the way. Oh, I really do appreciate that. You know what? Shout out to my millennials. Shout out to my millennials. My birthday is this month, guys. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. But thank you all so very much for your comments. I really do appreciate it. So some behavior patterns. What do we have? We have emotional behavior pattern. So let's say you're meeting someone, right? It could be a friend, and it could be just anyone. And you decide like, hey, I actually want to date this person, or not even dating, like you are wanting to, let's say you're in a new city and you just want to make friends. But a lot of people, especially in this day and age, you don't, like me, for example, like I'm not too sure, like I don't like to get too close to people. Like, it takes time for me to warm up to people, to understand like who they are, like what they're about and stuff like that. Like, we as people need to know how to protect ourselves, and looking at patterns, looking at emotional behavioral patterns, things of that nature, it will help you in the long run. Men, women, especially women, because I am a woman, like it's gonna help you in the long run. You need to know and learn how to protect yourself. And I'm not talking about like just having some mace on you, or trying to get the word out there in the streets. No, you need to know how to protect yourself. You need to know and pay attention to certain behavioral patterns so that you can make the right decisions and choices for yourself. So the first one, emotional behavior pattern. What type of patterns are you noticing in the person that you are talking to? Look at avoidance. Does that person have avoidant issues? Do you have avoidant issues? Look at those patterns. Emotional discomfort. Let's say when someone gets a little bit too personal about their personal life, and they're talking to you about their personal life, there's an emotional discomfort for you in that area, and you're just like, what type of avoidant issues or problems do you carry? What type of avoidant issues or problems do that person carry? Is that something that you want? When we are going out and we are in a group setting and we're wanting to make friends, and we are, especially for my women who are out here traveling alone, dating alone, or whatever the case may be, and you're meeting multiple people and you think that everyone is for you. No, everyone is not for you. And it's not just intuition alone. It's not just you being able to read the room alone. You need to pay attention to red flags. You need to pay attention to patterns. Another pattern, bottling emotions. Bottling emotions. Now, I'm a note taker, by the way. I've been doing it since college. It's what helps me stay on track, stay on point. So that's why I'm looking down, because I have to write my notes down. But another emotional avoidance, behavior pattern, emotional disruptions or discomfort, bottling emotions. How does that person handle their emotions? How do you handle your emotions? Are you always constantly bottling your emotions up? I used to. These are things that we need to start writing down. I always tell people, like, I have like a treasure chest. I just need to buy a treasure chest, but I know that I have a treasure chest full of journals of just constantly writing, constantly evaluating myself. And through the years, people have always told me, girl, you're so hard on yourself. You always beat yourself up. But they didn't know my calling. I had to spend time alone to understand my calling. And my calling is, how it started was, first I was in college for mass communication broadcast, and then just venturing out in life alone. I don't know why. It just came so naturally to me. I was always just figuring out like my behavior patterns, like why I did certain things, what type of issues that I didn't know I had, that not necessarily saying issues, like stating it as a problem per se, but just learning myself. So that's why it's important, the person that you with, how do they handle their emotions? Are they always constantly bottling up their emotions? And is that something that you want? I see a lot of people, they go into dating and they go into building friendships with people. I think that there's a difference between a person like having acquaintances but actually calling someone your friend. Like, those are two different things. I can go to work and have acquaintances, but when you call someone your friend, when you're out here in this world, you need to know exactly what you want in friendship. You need to know exactly what it is that you want in a partner. And in order for you to know that, you have to look at their patterns. You can't just be like, oh, they look good or they have money, and then get with them, and then all these issues start to arise or come to the surface, and you're like, well, you did not pay attention to the signs, and you did not pay attention to the behavior patterns. So see if that's something that you want. Start looking at people's habits. I talk about habits a lot, and I talk about habits because it is like one of the main things that you can uh, be able to identify when you are meeting someone for the first time and you begin to date them or you begin to develop friendships. People have habits. Pay attention to those habits. What's the easiest way for you to be able to identify on whether or not that's something that you want in your life, or whether or not that's a person that you want in your life? Do their habits align with the habits that you're trying to build for your life? And if not, why do you keep subjecting yourself to that company? Why do you keep putting yourself in that environment? Look at people's daily habits. What do they do all day? Do they sleep all day? Do they eat all day? Like, have you ever had the opportunity to just, like, for example, like, I had the opportunity in dating someone before, and I paid attention to their habits, and they didn't know. They didn't know that I was picking that up, but I paid attention to their habits. And then I asked myself, I said, is this what I want? Do their habits align with what I want for my life? Will how they're living their daily lives, what they're choosing to eat every day, what they're doing every day, whether it's sleeping all day, whether it's just, I don't know, playing video games all day, or whether it's them just being productive, what are they doing with their day? Is this something that aligns with what I want to do? And this is where I feel like a lot of people fall short. And this is where I definitely believe why it's so difficult for most of us to attract the things that we want. And then the things that we think that we want that ends up in our lives, we're like, how did I get here? Because you didn't pay attention to everything. You didn't look at the habits. Enough. You didn't look at the behavior patterns enough. Pay attention to the habits. Pay attention to work habits. How do people move? How does that person move when they're at work? How do they take charge of the room? How does that person move? How do you move? Pay attention to your patterns, because more than likely the patterns that you have is what you're attracting. The patterns that you carry, emotional, disruptive patterns, behavioral patterns, behavior patterns with your habits, you're attracting your pattern. What is your pattern? Look at your habits. Look at the things that you do every day. Look at what you're eating. Look at what you're consuming. Those things matter because you are attracting your pattern. And when you start to attract your pattern, meaning you become familiar and comfortable with something that you resonate because it's a part of your pattern, your daily habits, how you handle certain things, how you handle your emotions when you are conversing with people. Pay attention to your patterns. This last one that I'm going to give you, it's 11:05 right now. I still have a little time left before I have to run back into the doctor's office. Social, interpersonal patterns. Pay attention to that. You know, if you want to attract a certain type of person into your life, you are going to have to take a better look at your patterns. This is how we evolve. And I'm actually really tired of hearing excuses that I hear from most people. It reminds me of a part of me, I guess, that I used to be. Oh, I can't do this. I can't be that way because that's not how I was brought up. You can be domesticated into a situation that doesn't mean that the tools aren't, like, you don't have the necessary resources, especially in this day and age, to be able to change your habits, to be able to attract the things that you want. I've seen it get done, but it's sad to say that most people, these intuitional sparks of intuition, and you normally don't see it unless that person is in survival mode. Don't wait till you're in survival mode to make a change. Don't wait till you're in survival mode to start demanding your life around better, mentally stable people that can receive your love, that can receive you, that can receive your openness. Don't wait. Do not wait. Change your pattern. Nobody's perfect. In some way, we all struggle with some type of trauma. We've all experienced some type of trauma in some sort of way. And I believe that with there's no excuse. It's either you want a better life or you don't. And that's just the reality of it. Either you want chaos or you want peace. It's one or the other. You're not gonna have both. You're not gonna have both. You're not gonna have both. What pattern are you gonna fix in your life, Caucasian debris? That's the question. What pattern are you struggling with? What pattern are you gonna change in your life to be a better person? That's if you want to change. And by the base of your comment, it doesn't look like you want to. You're worried about the wrong thing, sir. You're worried about the wrong thing. You're worried about the wrong thing. You can see what kind of behavior pattern track road you're on. Is it seeking validation? Social validation? Is that what it is for you, Mr. Debris? Mr. Debris? Worried about the wrong thing. And that's another thing. Some of y'all are just worried about the wrong thing. You're worried about the wrong thing. And it does you absolutely no justice. You're still going to remain stuck. That's just the reality of it. That is just the reality of it. You're going to remain stuck where you are because you refuse to make the changes. I can tell right now just by your comment, you're stuck. I read right between the lines. You're stuck. And you're looking for a way out. Because you're worried about the wrong thing, sir. And I'm sure you did. And guess what? I'm going to say thank you. But you're worried about the wrong thing. We're talking about patterns and behaviors, sir. We are fully aware of the type of pattern that you're on right now. Change your pattern. We are about to come up on a new year, guys. Start now. Start now. Don't wait till 2026, Mr. Debris. Don't wait till 2026, okay? Even if you do want your eyebrows slayed, you better look on TikTok. Don't wait till 2026. Do not wait till 2026. Learn how to identify patterns. Learn how to identify red flags early on, so you do not delay your blessings. Because when you ignore red flags, when you ignore patterns, when you are unaware of the different types of behavioral patterns before you start dating, before you get into a friends group, you hinder yourself. And you delay yourself from the things that you really want, from the friends, the group of friends that you really desire. You delay yourself. Don't wait till 2026 to get it together. Do it now. Do it now. 2026 isn't waiting on you. Neither is 2027 or 2028. You're waiting on yourself to make these changes and to make your life better. But I don't know how to change. I just can't change. But you desire it. That's good enough. You desire change. That is good enough. That's a start. You do not have to be perfect. I don't know why people, you know what? And this is why I tell people to take a break from off social media, because it will really have you in this illusion that you have to be so perfect to achieve any type of success in life, any type of wealth in life. Wealth starts up here. It starts up here. This is where wealth starts. Right here. Not here. And not here. That's not wealth. Wealth is here. Wealth is here. Wealth is here. Wealth isn't here. Wealth isn't here. Wealth is here. I'm just trying to save y'all some time. I really am. Because I guarantee you, as your life continues on, do not allow this tragic mental limiting way of thinking affect you, because it will. It will. It truly, truly, truly will. It's 11:13. Oh, I keep looking at the clock. I keep looking at the clock. I don't have to go in until like a couple minutes later, but yeah. Keep a hold of those patterns. Keep track of your patterns. Keep track of your patterns. You know, the one thing I've noticed on social media is that a lot of people talk about manifestation a lot and how to manifest, and you know, they get out their journal and they write, and I mean, yeah, that's part of it. You know, get a journal, write it down, say your words of affirmation. Absolutely, that's part of it. But there's something missing. There's something that we're not doing. We'll look at our growth. We'll write all the affirmations that we need that will bring us the abundance, that bring us this beautiful life of manifestation. But you know, the interesting thing that I have noticed, even amongst my peers at work, the people I'm around, and even on social media, is that people will write down what it is that they want and they receive it. They get it. But you know what happens? They lose it quickly because they don't know how to handle it, or because they quickly found out that they just weren't ready to receive it. They weren't ready to receive it. We talk about manifestations all the time, and people are manifesting, but they're not putting themselves in a mental position to be able to receive it because they lose it quickly. It starts up here. It's not just about manifesting the life that you want. It's not just about that. It's about the real change, which is changing your habits, looking at your patterns, looking at your behavior patterns, understanding the different types of behavior patterns, so that when you are ready to date, when you go out into the world, when you decide, hey, this is the type of friend group that I want to be in, you'll know how to navigate. Not just that, but you'll know how to protect yourself. You'll know which environments are not good for you. And a lot of people don't know which environments are, what environment is good for them. They're just going along. I don't know why we do this. We just go along with the flow because we so highly want to be accepted into a group. And then months down the line, we figure and find out that that's not what we wanted, because we feel this inner burning knowing of a burning desire that's not being fulfilled. It's not being fulfilled. Please, guys, let us look at our patterns. Let us take the time to just journal, just write it down. We write everything else down. We have all this time to be on social media and TikTok all day. Like, there are times, like, I do this to myself. Like, I tell myself, okay, it's time to put the phone down. Or I tell myself, okay, it's time to stop scrolling. We spend so much time doing that. If we spent the same amount of time that we do on social media on writing down our patterns, looking at our patterns, and identifying, you know, what behavioral patterns we have, how does it align with the person that we're trying to attract or the lifestyle that we're trying to attract, we would be further along. We would be way further along, but we are dragging our feet because we are trying to find all the answers in the wrong place. We're trying to find the wrong answers in the wrong place. We're trying to find the wrong answers in the wrong place. Trends. We're trying to find the wrong answers in the wrong place. We're so accustomed to following trends that we don't even know if the trend is good for us or not. We're following so many trends, we don't even know if the trend is good for our lives or not. I know it's quiet in here, but I'm sitting because I'm waiting on my doctor's appointment. Don't forget your annual checkups, guys. Don't forget your annual checkups. But yeah, please, y'all, we have to stop being led and guided in the wrong. We all want to fit in. Who don't want to fit in? I think it takes it that's a different. You have to reach a certain level of growth in your own on your own personal journey for you to develop this awareness to be able to say to yourself, like, hey, I'm good. I don't need to follow trends. I don't need to, it takes a while to get there. But if you do want to get there, you're going to have to start looking at the things that you're consuming. And it's not going to be perfect. I still, although I have this channel, although I have, I have my BA communication. I have my channels and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And this is the authentic part of me. I'm not going to put anything fake out there. I'm just not. Sorry. This is the real. This is the real. This is the uncut. This is the real. You know, life, I just don't want it to get to a point where an immense amount of us as people learn how to manifest, learning how to identify patterns to protect ourselves at the last minute. We have so many examples in this world that is telling us what to do. There are so many examples in this world. There are so many just tragic situations that have been posted on social media. It's telling us what to do. But what I'm saying is really, it's not new news. It's really not. We see it all day up and down social media. What's in the controversial? Oh, I put it in my I put it on my my shorts. It was the controversial story of because everybody's talking about it and it's just on my feed too much. With the Sean Combs reckoning thing. It's not just there are other situations that are similar to that. With people who don't have a lot of money, who don't have a lot of fame. Life is telling us what to do. Life is telling us to be careful who we hang around with. Life is telling us to look at other people's patterns. For those of you who watched that documentary, the only reason why I even made the conscious decision to watch that documentary is because I love documentaries in general. I love Discovery channels. I love health channels. I love any type of documentary channels. I've watched all types of documentaries before. So that's one of the main reasons why. Because you can learn a lot in watching documentaries like you can with just watching movies. It's just a documentary. It's a documentary about somebody's life. But yeah, guys, life is telling us what to do in everything that we see on social media. All these tragic stories and all this, people getting taken advantage of, people constantly experiencing betrayal, people constantly getting cheated on and all this other stuff. And there's just so much in the media, guys. Life is telling us what we need to do. There's no reason to reiterate someone else's story or to keep constantly gossiping back and forth. I understand that most people do like juicy stories. I love juicy stories too. But don't forget the lesson. Please don't forget the lesson. Don't forget the lesson. We all enjoy a little bit of gossip. I don't really like gossip like that, but I enjoy just a little bit of it. Enough where I'm like able to tap out, like, okay, I had enough, I'm going, bye. But don't forget the lesson. Please don't. Don't forget the lesson, because with all that's happening in this world, with people just randomly missing and people passing away, people getting essayed and all this stuff that's going on in this world is telling us what to do. We need to look at patterns. We need to look at our patterns and other people's patterns so we can make better decisions about who to hang around, who to not hang around, and how to separate our energy. That's one. Everybody's not for you. Even the person that you're sleeping with, okay, could be your number one enemy. Don't the second that you think that you can put all your trust into someone is the day that you've messed up. and they feel that too, you have to learn how to protect yourself. And in order for you to do that, you have to start looking at your patterns, your behavioral patterns, and see what it is, why you are attracting the things that you are attracting, meaning why do you allow things that you are comfortable and familiar with that are not good for you to continuously be a byproduct in your life, in your current life? So your past, your present, and your future. Let us pay attention to that. A lot of us are overwhelmed with just all I see now, and this is why I don't watch the news. I mean, I know the news is, their agenda is to put newsworthy news out, but it's just in general, like even just watching TikTok, just so many things, so many juicy stories, but the stories are sad. The stories are like, come on, really? And the stories are like disappointing to the point where it's like, is anyone listening? Is anyone paying attention? Is anyone learning lessons? What are we doing? Are we just doing aesthetics? Is that all that we're doing? Just aesthetics? That's it, right? Just aesthetics. That's all that we're doing. Please, guys, please look at your patterns. It is so simple and easy for before you even go on a date, before you even think about what type of group of people you want to be around, pay attention. Just become an observer. That's what you need to do. You need to learn how to become an observer. Sip your drink lightly and observe. It's not just your intuition. You have to really be situationally aware of what's going on around you. Be situationally aware of what's going on around you, because it's gonna show you how you need to move. Please. I'm so just all these stories on social media, just all these deaths and people coming out with different allegations, and I'm a music child. Okay, I grew up on music. Music brought it brings it in the past. It's brought my family together. I grew up. I'm a '90s baby, and that's just how music. It just brought us together as a family. And so when I did watch that Reckoning documentary, I think it was really disappointing. It was really disappointing, but I think what people are so into the story. It's a juicy story for sure, but I really hope that people are taking the lessons. Be careful who you hang around with. Look at your patterns. Look at other people's behavior patterns. Does it align? You really can't trust. You can't trust it's just not going to happen. You just can't trust people. Not to say that you can't put a little bit of trust in somebody, but it's just telling you and showing you how to be more aware. So that was my take on that, since it's such a controversial topic at this time. And because music was a part of my life, I grew up on music. I mean, for God goodness, my major was mass communication broadcast. How can I not like music? How can I not love music? you know so I grew up on music, and so I was really, really disappointed to just hear so much and so many people be affected. And this is, on top of music that my family grew up on, that brought us together. It's just really disappointing that people got hurt in the process. Allegedly, people got hurt in the process. People lost their lives in the process. Like, it's just really, really sad. And this is why I'm taking what I've learned in college, and this is why I am learning how to really show the best way that I can and give you guys the necessary tools to know how to protect yourself. And even if you are just going out, just if you're going out, I'll say this: I don't really do the nightlife like I used to, but I will say this: you going out with a group of people, you drinking, you live your life, you have a good time, you do you. But I will say, keep a level of awareness around you when you go out. Please do. Keep yourself safe. It's more than just staying prayed up, but keep yourself safe. Keep yourselves safe. Be careful who you hang around. Okay. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's 11:29. I can't miss my appointment, so let me go ahead and wrap this up. But it was a pleasure. It's hot in this car. You know what? I thought I had enough air circulation. I only rolled my windows up because I didn't all that. I don't like attention like that, so I don't like to draw attention, you know what I mean? So that's why I had my windows rolled up, and now I'm like sweating out my makeup. And one time I decided to wear makeup. Oh yeah, I have the Fenty Beauty powder for all my girlies that like makeup. It's okay. I like it. I mean, it can be powdery. I know somebody said it can be a little powdery, but it still works. It still does the job, and it still keeps me like, you know, good. So let me put this on before I go in this doctor's office. Child, what are you doing? Oh, it's waiting for a parking spot. Yeah, so I will catch you guys later. This is why I don't like wearing makeup, because you have to do this all day. But I don't want to lose the little bit of skills that I do have. So yeah, it's been makeup for the past 2 days now. Let me like touch up so I don't go in there looking crazy. But yeah, guys, I really hope that you guys take something from this. And I am a new YouTuber finding her way, kind of, sort of, but developing my skills. So hey, you'll never know if you don't put it out there, right? So that's all I got for y'all. Not me using the camera as a mirror. But I gotta go. Okay. Hopefully I look all right. All right, y'all. Okay, it's fine. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.